It's Wednesday, December 6, 2021. I woke up this morning, turned on the news, and I'm going to tell all of you I'm very, very worried about this country. I'm very concerned. I can't really go into detail on this platform. I will discuss it more on my Patreon channel, so please check that out. I will be discussing it this week. I'll upload a new video talking about what is taking place, what we saw this morning, and what is going to happen. So please come over to my Patreon channel, check that out. But as I'm watching this unfold today on the news, very disturbing. I'm watching the stock market. I'm watching the Dow Jones hit an all-time high. Dow Jones closes up 437 points in the positive. I think it was up well over 600 points, maybe 700 points. Gold smashed, silver smashed, dollar up. And so I just scratched my head. And as we know, the new president coming in is going to print a lot of money. And so you would think this would be bad for the dollar. You think this would be good for gold, good for silver, but no. So we're seeing this mass manipulation take place. It is unbelievable how fake these markets are, how controlled the markets are, how manipulated all of this is. But I'm playing the game. I don't give financial advice, but I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. I'm playing the game. I continue to buy the dip in mining stocks. I'm going to buy more physical gold, more physical silver, and I am preparing for the end game here. And let me tell you, with what I saw in Washington today, we're going to have some real serious trouble. And as I've said in past videos, if you think 2020 was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till 2021. Well, here we are, and it is starting out with a bang. We got real serious trouble here, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope every one of you watching this video is preparing for it. And this economy, they can continue to manipulate it, prop it up all they want. But look, we are going to hit a dead end here, and there are going to be so many Americans, millions, tens of millions, that are going to be absolutely wiped out here. So I'm going to continue to play the game. I'm gonna buy mining stocks. I'm gonna buy physical gold, physical silver. I'm gonna put some cash away. But it is just amazing to see that there is absolutely no fundamentals. We got a new president coming in, and he is going to fire up the printing presses. How could this be good for the dollar today? How come we did not see gold up $100, $150, $200 today? How come we didn't see silver up $2, $3, $4, $5 today on what we are witnessing with the chaos that we saw take place in Washington this morning? It's continuing right now. So we're seeing a very rocky transition. We're seeing all this chaos, and yet the markets aren't even phased. That's how fake it all is. It's how manipulated it all is. But I would think that the world is watching this and saying that with everything taking place here, with all the money printing, all the quantitative easing, with all of the separation here in America, this divide, that they would begin to lose faith in the US dollar. Chuck Schumer came out today and said that 2,000 stimulus checks will be top priority for the new Congress. Isn't that amazing? Here we go. So everybody's going to get the 600, and now they're ready to give you $2,000 in stimulus checks. So the printing presses are gearing up, and my question is, who is going to pay for this? How much more debasement can the U.S. dollar withstand before it is worthless? We are going down the same road as Venezuela, but we're going to be in much, much bigger trouble than Venezuela here. Look at our debt. Look at our deficit. This is unbelievable what we're watching, ladies and gentlemen. You know, if people aren't working, you know, this is another concern I have today. As I'm just thinking out loud with all of you, just sharing my thoughts with you, and please comment down below. Your comments are so important. They are such a wealth of knowledge. So please comment down below. Let us all know what you are thinking, where this is all going, how you're preparing. A lot of people really read those comments. You know, I was thinking today, with tens of millions of people not working, what does that do to people? They begin to lose motivation. They begin to lose self-worth. They begin to lose pride. People need to be working. They need to be making money. They need to be productive. You know, there's not a better feeling than just being self-reliant, you know, making money, paying your bills, having some money left over to go buy something nice, or to go out to dinner, or to buy your kids something. You know, that's a feeling of accomplishment. But now, when we're going to just give people checks to stay at home, and I'm not opposed to helping people out. People need help. There's no doubt about it. But we are falling into a system now where the government is just going to pay people just enough to stay at home and not get out and be productive, just enough to eat on, just enough, barely enough to pay the bills. So people never get off the plantation. And we're entering a period where so many people now are jobless in America and dependent on these handouts. And the more unemployment we see, the more dependency we're going to see on the government. People are going to just give up. They're not going to even want to leave the house. They're not going to be motivated. They've got a check coming in every month from the government. Even though it might not be that much, people begin to lose motivation. They don't want to better themselves. They'd rather just sit at home and take the check. And unfortunately, that is what we are beginning to see. And with so many people working for minimum wage, they may be making more money with a government check. So how do people, you know, how do people become innovative? Where do people get drive from? Where do people get their self-esteem if they're not out creating, manufacturing, earning a paycheck, being just a self-sufficient person? I think this is really going to play with the psyche of a lot of people here in America. We're now in the greatest depression in world history. And very rough times are ahead for all of us. And it doesn't matter if you live in $1 million house or you live in a tent. This is going to be a much different America. Times are going to be more dangerous. Times are going to be much more rough and much more unpredictable. There is so much uncertainty out there, ladies and gentlemen. Please, please be aware of what we are entering. Many assets are going to be destroyed right here in America. But I believe there are two assets that will not be destroyed. It will be gold and it will be silver. I believe we're going to see huge gains in these metals. And I believe it is imperative that every one of you have some of these precious metals for your survival, for your future, for your wealth preservation. Even with all the manipulation that we saw in 2020, silver was up 47% for the year. Gold was up close to 25%. Nothing compared to what we are about to see. I'm betting against the debt. I'm betting against the US dollar, unfortunately. But I've chosen not to be a victim of this economic collapse. It's going to be rough. It is going to affect my life. It will affect your life. But I am not going to be victimized by it. I'm going to do everything I can to protect myself, my future, my wealth. If I truly believe if I'm not holding gold, I'm not holding silver, I'm not going to have a whole lot of protection. Not against cryptos, not against Bitcoin, but watching this melt up in the cryptos and the bubble that we're seeing in cryptos is a red flag. But again, not opposed, not judging anybody. I'm not telling you to sell them. What I am telling you to do is be diversified and make sure that you have something with a 6,000 year history, gold and silver, something that's an asset that's never been worth zero and never will be worth zero. We are heading into the most uncertain times we have ever seen in America. Do everything you can to be out of the system, protecting your wealth. And you need to be holding something that you can get to. Everybody better get ready for what is coming. And I think today was a reminder of what is coming. And as we watch things break apart socially, as we watch the Ponzi scheme on Wall Street continue to melt up, you all need to be getting ready. Government debt, the federal balance sheet, dollar devaluation, all of this is going to affect every one of you. And for the people out there that think that none of this can happen, it's happening right now. You're in a depression right now. We have never seen this kind of unemployment. We've never seen these type of deficits. We've never seen this type of debt, and we've never seen this type of division. Where do you think this is all going to go? Do you think this is going to end on a positive note? It is going to end in a very, very ugly way, and a lot of people are going to get hurt here. The policies that are coming make me and probably make you believe that we're going to see gold go well over $10,000. We're going to see silver go well over $100. There is no doubt with what we are watching take place where this is all going. So please protect yourself. Everything they have done has made this debt bigger. It has made the dangers more dangerous. And everything they're going to do will guarantee the destruction of this economy and the US dollar. We set a few records in 2020, and I want to go over these records, and I think most of you are aware of this, but if you're not, take this information and protect yourself. We set some records in 2020 that haven't received a lot of attention, but they're going to have major consequences on everybody here in America and probably the world. Money supply grew at a record pace in 2020, and there's no sign of it slowing down. As of the week before Christmas, the Fed's balance sheet was at a record $7.4 trillion. In 2008, that balance sheet was $880 billion. That Fed balance sheet is more than likely going to double, if not triple. The U.S. government set a record for piling on debt. The federal budget shortfall totaled $3.13 trillion, more than doubling the previous record deficit of $1.4 trillion set in 2009. National debt closed the year at $27.7 trillion. And guess what? It is climbing. We are knocking at the door, $28 trillion. And remember, the Fed is monetizing all of the debt. The debt to GDP ratio stands at 130.47%. The debt and the QE fit like a glove. Without the Fed creating artificial demand in the bond market through its treasury purchases, interest rates would spike. There isn't enough natural demand for U.S. bonds to sustain government borrowing, and that is why you can expect more QE and money printing to come. It is going to be on steroids, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, all this debt, all this money printing didn't just start 10 months ago. It didn't start with the infection. All this infection did was put the borrowing, the spending, and the money printing on hyperdrive. And it put millions of Americans in jeopardy. You better be ready, ladies and gentlemen, for a few things. Bigger bubbles, massive distortions in the economy, piles of debt, and a central bank that has no exit strategy. They're going to tell you on the television that everything's fine, everything's under control, the banking system is solid, although more and more people, I'm seeing more videos, I'm having more people write me, message me that their banks are closed, the ATMs are closed, and it's getting very, very concerning. But look, the Greatest Depression is here. It has begun. Many people's own economy has already collapsed. They're out of money, they're out of a job, they're 100% dependent now on the government sending them a check and feeding them. And again, going back to what I was watching earlier this morning take place, it is beginning to really concern me, and it is very, very scary to see what is happening here and the implications it is going to have on this economy. Yet we continue to watch the Ponzi scheme manipulation take place, and I'm here to tell you that the Ponzi scheme we call the stock market, it's on borrowed time. And I know that people out there are drunk on the money. They believe it cannot go down. They believe the Fed will be there every step of the way, keeping the patient alive. Massive artificial injections, just pumping the patient with medicine to keep it going. At some point, that patient's heart is going to give out and it's going to die. And many people are going to be in these markets and they're going to be wiped out, obliterated, vaporized, done like that. Too many people just have put so much trust and hope and faith in the Fed and in these markets, believing that they're invincible. They're going to go down, and they're going to go down extremely hard. And people are going to wake up one day and they're going to be wiped out. Their pensions gone, their stocks gone, their 401ks gone, their money markets gone. Be very cautious, ladies and gentlemen. If you're making profits, I hope you're pulling some out and buying some assets, because I truly believe we are not far away from a massive, massive collapse unlike the world has ever seen. God bless every one of you. Most of all, be walking close to God, be praying for this country, and make sure that you're looking out for yourself and your families. Talk to all of you very soon.